Hello everyone, it's Flash Hazardous again, and I'm really excited because it is patch day! New class released with the Recon, which we're going to have a look at today. No patch notes yet, but a wealth of positive changes for the game, which we'll take a look at once the patch notes release. But for now, why not enjoy the new Recon class? So, love the player model. It's got a cape, you know. In my humble opinion, a cape makes any character class better. Love the visor as well. But let's take a look at this class really quickly. It's got a dodge roll in any direction, grants 100% dodge chance and a speed boost. Very, very quick cooldown on this ability. So you can use it fairly often. Like it very much. Nice little animation attached to it, which we'll take a look at once we're playing. The L24 Eraser. Readies up the Eraser, activates on the next shot. The next shot also fires a laser, has a high chance to bounce. Bounces multiply the damage. I don't know why there's a little exclamation mark next to that. Maybe that's a new tooltip way of identifying items that they're still working on. So maybe that doesn't happen, but we'll see. In effect, this ends up stacking multiple times. You right-click when you want to take the Eraser shot, and it does that bouncing damage as it speaks. I don't know if it does increase damage, but we'll see that as we're playing. Flash Grenade, a really interesting new piece of tactical equipment. You throw a bouncing flash grenade, blinds and disorients enemies, reduces their fire rate and speed, increases their recoil last 6 seconds. Nice little tool to help you get away from bad situations, or if you want to stand and fight. It's great because obviously your enemies are less accurate. And this class does benefit from standing very still. It's got a ability called Channel Power, where when you stand still, it channels it up, which improves the recoil and deviation, so your shots are on target. It also increases weak point and all damage, charges up in 3 stages, and then ultimately, you're just doing more damage when you're not moving. So something like a flash grenade is just there to enable something like that and give you more of the ability to stand still. Because, as you know, in a game like Synthetik 2, standing still usually means your death. The final ability, Weak Point Scan, scans enemies' weak points in the area. What that basically means is that it increases your critical chance and your weak point damage, and affects also all of your summons in a 20-meter range. So this class is very much based on doing distance damage, high damage, highly mobile class. Essentially, I think they're going for a bit of a sniper class with this. And you can also see it with the weapon the class starts with. It goes with the patrol revolver. Very high damage weapon. Low accuracy. You do have to stick around and wait for the bloom to subside before you can shoot it. So it's not a fast firing weapon, but it does a lot of damage, and obviously a lot of weak point damage with all of the other items and parts of the kit that enable that. So what about the passives? There's something called acrobatics, that after a dodge roll, you get more weak point damage, increased critical chance, and it lasts for a single shot. So again, everything around this class is built to enable higher criticals and weak point damage, and ultimately that's what drives the play of the class. All of the abilities enable that in some way or another, or help that to be enabled. And then finally, there's a deflection system, which increases the ricochet chance by 100% when shields are down. It removes shield regeneration delay and lasts 5 seconds. So that just means that your shields do regenerate a lot faster. And that ricochet chance is there in order to enable the L24 Eraser, which is meant to bounce around on different enemies. So you run into a group of enemies, you want to use the L24 Eraser to enable that. Okay, so that's the overview of the class. I see no reason why we should not just jump in. I'm going to stick with the patrol revolver. I'm not going to unlock any of the other 2 weapons, which are the standard P20 Compact and P33 Spec Ops. So he doesn't have access to any of the higher damage pistols apart from the patrol revolver, which is the high damage weapon in this kit. In addition to that, you can see that, I mean, the menus have slightly changed. I don't want to spend too much time on this because obviously the class markers we used to be on the top, now and on the bottom. There's, I'm sure, plenty of other changes. We're going to wait for the patch notes to really understand what those are. There are new difficulty modifiers. Relaxed and run and gun were there before, but I believe that their modifiers have been changed. Tactical is a new modifier which increases all damage, weak point damage, reduced deviation, and reduces movement and recharge speed. Minimal shields, and it adds no kind of impact because ultimately I believe it's kind of a global effect. So it makes you easier. It makes it easier for you to kill and be killed in that sense. And then finally, lightning start, which is really interesting. This is an increase modifier, meaning that you get more experience and currency at the end of the game by playing with this modifier. And essentially it's just a more challenging start with enemies doing higher damage, being faster fire rates, but that then all decreases by 5% every single room. So it does kind of equalize with the scaling of the game as it goes forward. But all of these are patch related items. I don't want to spend more time in the menus. I feel like we spent too much already. No reason why we just don't jump right into a game. A lot of changes in this patch. You'll see a lot more enemies. I do believe characters move faster as well, but again, let's leave that for a bit of a patch review video rather than focusing on it too much right now. All right, and here we go. So you can see massive damage, but there's huge bloom on the cursor. Right, let's do that dodge roll. Taking quite a bit of damage there. You can see it's a very slow firing rifle. You do need to reset quite often. You can't shoot it very fast. And you do need to be standing still. So everything it plays to the kit's advantages here. So here's the dodge roll. Pretty cool animation. And you'll see it recharges very, very quickly. So there, it's up again. Let's take a look. Let's take these guys out over here. Right. Headshot there. Let's use the eraser. I'm going to right click. And there you can see the laser damage coming through. So, very interesting class. Completely different playstyle. We can chuck a grenade over here. Oh. It still is not keeping my weapon, my new bindings. I don't know why. Shrike, if you're watching this, please, mate. Can we get these bindings to stick? Maybe they do now. We'll see. Right. So let's throw a tactical. There you go. So it does some damage, and you can see they've got a debuff attached to them, which is them not being able to attack nearly as fast or accurately as they used to before. Only lasts a couple of seconds, but interesting nonetheless. And as you can see, the right mouse button ability does have 2 charges that attaches to it, so it's not something that just it's not something that's a single charge and then has to go into cooldown. Multiple charges of it can be obtained, and then I can do 1, 2 in a row if I want to shoot over there. Okay. So the last ability that we haven't done yet is the weak point scan. Increases your critical chance and your weak point damage. So let's try that when we run into a new group of enemies. Can't find any right now. That's okay. Here we will. Let's make our way on this side of the map. Right, so let's do the weak point damage increase. You can see a scan goes out, and then you're essentially doing higher damage. Right. Love it. Love it. Love a class that forces you to play a bit more slowly and stand still with increased damage as the reward. So if I stand still now, you'll see after an amount of time that happens. And that basically means, I believe what that means is that we've hit the highest level of the channel power. So it charges up in 3 stages. From what I understand, the first stage is very quick. It's like almost a quarter of a second. But I think that final circle is the final stage of it, and that's when you're doing the maximum damage. So if we stand here, we wait, and then we take a shot there, we're meant to be doing more damage. Okay. Loving it. Pick up the item box down here. It's just some ammo. So interesting class. Let's play around with his abilities. Let's try use them as much as we can. I love the fact that the dodge is on a very low cooldown. So you can just keep using it. Chuck the ability over there. Get that down. Get that down. Let's reload. Very, very smooth playstyle. I love it. Absolutely love it. Where are we meant to be going here? Am I lost already? Is it up this way? Yeah, it is. No? Right. Some more housekeeping, guys. For my videos, what I'm going to do from now on, I'm going to cut up my videos into a number of areas. So, whereas before I'd post a full run, from now on, I'm going to cut up my runs if they go particularly long. The last video I put out was a incredibly long 2.5-hour run. And I know it's a bit of too much of an ask for people to sit down and watch a 2.5-hour video. So what I'll try to do is split it up by area. So once we beat the first boss, we'll work towards, we'll work towards a new video for the second part of the run. And then I'll release them all on the same day, just to make it a bit more easier for people to watch the videos, because it is a bit long at the moment. Right, let's use the eraser. There we go. Again. And you can see there was a bounce there on the enemy. So I shot this machine here, bounced off onto the human enemy because of the L24 eraser ability, which increases the bounce chance of the next shot. We chatted last time about organic hits for your classes. What I meant for that is that all of the abilities have a natural rotation when you're engaging with enemies. This class definitely has a very organic set of abilities. I mean, you've got your dodge rolls to get around. Every time you engage, you can chuck a flash grenade. If it's particularly many enemies, you activate the weak point scan, and the eraser is just there to use whenever there's lots of enemies in a single spot for the ricochet damage. The class abilities are very organic, i.e. as you're playing, you find it very easy to use the different abilities in a rotation, which is something that's not in place for a class like the Chrono Trooper, for example, where, as I said in my last video, I feel like it's a highly inorganic class when it comes to ability usage, because most of those abilities are quite situational, in many cases bad to use. So I love the new class. Really great, really fun. I love the risk-reward of standing still. And looking forward to playing it more. Let's throw this out. Let's do a scan. See that they're struggling to shoot me now. We're doing massive damage on them because we get increased weak point hits. There we go. Backstab, headshot. Great stuff. Loving it. Loving this class. Absolutely loving it. Let's throw that out there. There we go. And now we get our first item box. Missed. There we go. What do I think about the revolver? Absolutely love it. Absolutely love the weapon. I love high impact weapons. My favorite weapon, my favorite starting pistol was the heavy pistol from the Grenadier class. And this is just another very heavy damage weapon that's difficult to control. And that means you have to take a risk by standing still. So, absolutely love it. What do we get? Judge's quick draw. Great. We unfortunately don't have another weapon to rotate that with, but we'll get one there. I'm very sure. There we go. There's one thing this class doesn't have is a way to deal direct damage. So you are tied to your weapons quite a bit. You can't just miraculously do a kick or a explosive charge, which is what a lot of the other classes have got, like some way to deal direct damage. But, I mean, that's why this class is meant to be a distance class, right? It's not meant to be a class that you play. Run and gun, up close and in your face. You got to keep your distance. You got to charge up your shots. And for that, you're rewarded with a toolkit that does massive damage. Reload there. Ooh. Mm. You see that you have to wait quite a long time to get that bloom from this weapon to subside, which is really risk reward. I love it. Just works. Works for the way the class was built. Okay, so where are we? Nothing happening here. Let's do some dodge rolls just for the fun of it. I love how quickly this ability recharges. And also the movement speed. I don't know if this is just for this class. Another thing to note, I think movement speed across the board's been increased. And it just makes for so much more impactful and kind of speedy play. It's becoming a real I wouldn't say a real run and gun because you're still bound by some of the things like the bloom and the reloading. You got to think a bit more, but I like the increase to the speed of the gameplay. Another interesting thing to note about this class is that it doesn't start with the same regular kind of health and shields. So this class has 2,000 health, definitely a lower health pool than, for example, a Grenadier or a Chrono Trooper. And it also has less shielding at 1,000, because I think typically it's 1,200 for the Grenadier and 1,500 for the Chrono. Don't really know what it is for the Riot Guard, but this class does start with a much weaker survivability to make up for some of the really effective abilities that it's got. Oh. We are in trouble. Get the hell out of here. We should use some of our scans over here. Let's use the laser. So definitely not a class that you can get up in the face. You've got to play this one at a distance. You're not very survivable. You can't just run into an area and expect to kill a whole bunch of guys. You definitely need to play this one a lot more methodically than you would any of the other classes. Alright. And we've leveled up the weapon. Do we have enough to upgrade it? Let's upgrade the weapon. Why don't we do that? Fine attachment. Auto venting barrel. Increases critical damage, reduces. But this is all active reloading. You'll know that I don't like active reloading perks, because usually I'll have my weapon reloaded before a fight. This increases weak point damage and increases weapon heat. This is pretty good for a class that passively increases weak point damage across the board. And then this reduces deviation by 4 degrees and 20%. I think we're going to go with the weak point damage just to play into the strengths of the class as it is currently. Yeah, and that's the first area. I don't know if we've missed anything. Because quite interestingly, I feel like we haven't got any weapon crates. And I don't know if that's just me having missed it. Oh, another enemy down here. Oh, not dead. See, I can't do any direct damage. I have to wait to reload. Alright. I'm just going to do a little bit of a run through to see if we've missed anything. I don't want to spend too much time to elongate the video for no reason, so... I mean, let's just take it. There's no weapon crate. Let's just move forward. Another thing they've done is they've increased the attachment cost. So, whereas the pistol used to be 50, it's now 125. Again, another change in the patch. I think it's a bit better. Because before you could effectively upgrade your pistol fully within the first area, which I felt was a little bit too overpowered. I feel like there should be a bit more consequence to using weapon upgrades. You want to be able to spread that to the weapons you need to use later on, and this makes it a bit harder for you just to throw an easy 200 points into weapon attachments at the start. In most cases, the very first area of your run. So if health is full, increased critical damage, increases damage and recoil, weak point. Okay, we're going to go with the full health critical damage. And let's move on to the next area. Can't wait to jump back into another Grenadier class, for example. Another Grenadier class run. I think with the increased speed, it's just going to feel so good. Another thing you might have noticed is that I think they've increased the enemy count quite significantly. There are far more enemies now than there used to be, or at least that's my observation. And I think that's a good thing. It just adds to the action of the game, which is exactly what you want. There we go. Our friend there is dead now. Let's move on. We've got dogs, but we have no way to deal with them. Unfortunately, the dog is going to be a lot more difficult to deal with. There we go. Good thing if we keep moving that we're not going to get hit. 2 dogs. This could be dangerous. There we go. We do really need a weapon crate. Quite desperately. The next item. Hyperfeed activates with class spec ability. Grants a high chance for no ammo cost. Again, I'm not sure what class spec ability is. So we're just going to have to wait and see how that plays out. Increase interior level. Here's another dog. Like I said, melee weapons are going to be... Melee weapon carriers are going to be a lot more dangerous. Or melee enemies are going to be a lot more dangerous until we get something to deal with them, which we don't currently have because we're just starting with the pistol. Okay. Oh, almost hit myself with that. Right. Man, it is hard to get anything hit over here. There we go. Okay, got to a shop. Black market. Do we want private security? Black market hacker. Don't like private security. Not a big fan of guardians. There was a big bug I think that they addressed where you would get tons of guardians if some conditions are met. Like it would populate the entire screen and tank your FPS. Look that up on YouTube. It's pretty funny. Black market hacker grants a chance not to trigger cooldown effects, beams, and constructs. Okay. And then heist equipment. 2 random black market items. Okay, let's do that. So what did we get though? Has some of the stuff been fixed? Okay, so we've got some key cards, which is great. I've not really used key cards in the past, but that is there. And what did we get? We got protection fee as well. Okay. Another thing, and probably something we'll cover in a patch notes video, but you can see here, I believe that you can, like they've made the box for perks a lot smaller, right? Now, visually, it's a difference, right? But what I actually think this means is I think you can now probably take on a lot more perks than you could before. Before, there used to be a hard cap of 8 perks. At least that was my observation, because quite a few things that we took after the 8th perk, or 9th perk, I think it was, last time, wouldn't actually work. So I'm interested to see that as we go through this run, whether that's been fixed, and actually the UI has just been adjusted so that you can have far more perks than when you would otherwise. Maybe I'm just seeing things, but I'm just hoping that that has ended up being addressed. Oh, we are in trouble. We've got to get out of here. Got to get out of here. Dogs after us. Man, the bloom is insane. There we go. So, everything going well so far. Nice. Right. So let's just carry on. I like that. I like that pinball effect. Alright, got another dog over here. Thank you. Oh, gotta love it when enemies shoot each other. That's just great. Let's get another weapon upgrade over here. Right. Offload Cycler Ultra. High-powered electric ammo cyclone. Active reload. Ugh. Active reload. Don't want increased fire rate. That doesn't really help a weapon like this. Shorts magazine spring. What's that? 30% size increase in magazine. Okay, that looks like another change. Used to be 25. What would that mean for this weapon? Would it be 3 extra shots? It's interesting to see whether they're going to round up or round down the magazines. The magazine bullets, the additional magazine size that you get. In the past, it was 25%, and I believe it would round down. Let's see what it does now, because I think I'm going to end up picking a grants ammo regeneration, triggers when shields are down. Okay, so right now, we've got 6 bullets in the gun. Pick it up. So what's 30%? It's 1.8. So we should get 2 bullets if you round up, which is 8 bullets. But if it rounds down, like we think it will, we'll only get 1 additional bullet. So let's see what happens. It is 7. Okay, so it still rounds down. We get 30%, which is 1.8 extra bullets, but it rounds down to 1, which is unfortunate, but it is what it is. It means the next one that we get... It means the next one that we get should be able to give us a bigger boost. Okay, let's chuck that over there. Oh. Man, shields are going to be an absolute nightmare for this class. Because we need to get... because these guys start with shields, you need to get a couple of shots in with the weapon before you can actually do damage to the health. And that's going to be quite hard for this class to deal with at the very least. Chuck that over there. Nice. Looking good, feeling great. Headshot, activate the ability. Why am I not able to activate? There we go. Just trying to activate my weak point scan there. Okay, so still no weapon crate, interestingly. Right. Still no weapon crate. I should make use of this eraser ability a bit more. I'm not really using it. The laser shot. Do that here. Yeah, you can see it does ricochet damage like it did over there. Pretty cool ability, actually. Should be using it a lot more. Because it's effectively a form of crowd control along with the grenade. Along with the flash grenade. Wow. Some damage there, didn't I? Oh! Kill him! There we go. There we go. Nice. Nice. Loving learning a new kit. It is so much fun. Love it. Goodbye, doggy. Another item box down there. Hopefully we get a weapons crate. Good stuff. Let's see what we get. Non-lethal shot. Next hit fires a concussive shot, requires close range, slows and knocks back. I should just look at it over here. Slows and knocks targets back, which is a work in progress. Active reloading recharges the shot. Okay. Owning Judge's Quick Draw grants double charges upon active reload. What's Judge's Quick Draw? Why do I feel like there's something that's Judge's Quick Draw around? Is it this class? No, it's not this class. No, never mind. Not sure what it is. It sounds familiar, but actually I'm not sure what Judge's Quick Draw is. Ah! Make the shops activatable, guys. Come on. Easy fix. Stop doing that. How am I supposed to shoot? Look. Ah! Frustrating. There we go. Alright, let's get an upgrade. Pandora's box. Oh, okay, so that's Judge's Quick Draw. Right, so what is the actual the synergy with Judge's Quick Draw is that it grants double the charges on active reload. Okay, so if I have Judge's Quick Draw, it grants double charges on active reload. So I get 2 charges of non-lethal shots. Okay. So what are we making better here? I mean, why not just go straight with Judge's Quick Draw? Triple overcharge grants select item 3 charges, but increases cooldown by 100%. Okay, it's quite a long cooldown. A fairly long cooldown for the... Well, it's not fairly long. It's a medium cooldown for Judge's Quick Draw. Don't know if I'd want 3 charges of it, though, but it would mean that I could replenish the weapon quite quickly. Because the idea with Judge's Quick Draw is once you have a secondary weapon, I can just flip between weapons and 5 rounds would be instantly reloaded into the magazine, which is quite nice for ammo efficiency and economy. Extension ++ grants select item 40% increased buffs. Only applies to buffs which appear in the buff bar, which I'm assuming is up there. Sounds like it won't work. And then I think the last one reduces charges by 1, but gains 40% faster cooldown speed. Using on items only 1 charge or no charge will disable the item. So that's not going to be what we want to do over there. So it's either extension ++ or triple overcharge. It works on non-passive items. General item outcome durations. Oh, I don't know. Let's just try this. See if it actually even works on that item. Right, weapon box. Wonderful. Okay. Good here. Let's see what we get. Gimme, gimme, gimme. Oh. Not going to complain with that for a first item. So that addresses our short range issues. Having that battle hymn. It's wonderful. Tinkerer's Shop. Do we get a plating upgrade? I think plating upgrade is good for the survivability of this class given the low health. So we might just do that. Burst optimization won't work. And I don't really care about the increased healing gains. So let's just take the plate upgrade and get a double plating. Yeah. Nice. Okay, so I think this area is now done. So as is the usual arrangement, guys, I don't tend to use my battle hymn very often. Unless I needed to over there, because I completely missed that enemy on the screen. And here's how Judge's Quick Draw works, by the way. So I've got the battle hymn equipped. I'm going to switch back to my pistol. And then when I switch back to the actual battle hymn, it's got an extra 12... Well, it's got an extra 5 bullets that got loaded in. I don't know if that's now... Is that going to have like a multi-cooldown now? No, it doesn't. So it doesn't look like it changes it much. Ooh. Is battle hymn now only 12 rounds in the magazine? Yeah, looks like it. Used to be 15, didn't it? That might be another change from the patch. Okay. Oh, so excited about this update, guys. I cannot tell you how great the Recon class is. Just thematically consistent with what it's trying to achieve. And really awesome model. Lots of great changes. To many aspects. I'm hoping a lot of the items that previously weren't working are working now. So, I mean, credit to Fireflow. It really is a great update. So far, I'm loving it. Can't wait to see the patch notes. All right, we've got a problem here. Let's take some headshots. Get the eraser. Do it again. Okay, get the hell out of here. We're taking too much damage. Get the battle hymn out and just sort this out. There we go. Don't know how the damage works, but the armor on this guy is definitely helping him out. There we go. Take care of him as well. Come on. There you go, puppy. Another dog. Good stuff. What are we getting here? Swift Revenge. Activates on taking damage. Returns 1 bullet straight to magazine. Returns laser damage to the attacker. I don't think I've seen this one before. I don't generally like abilities that require you to take damage, but the fact that it returns 1 bullet straight to the magazine is pretty sweet. And also, it looks like a fairly low cooldown, if I'm not mistaken. I mean, that's a really quick cooldown if it's... I don't know what that means, whether that's 1 second. I'm assuming it's 1 second. Anyway, let's see if the double armor plating works. And there you go. So it does. I mean, as expected. It was working before. It just wasn't working when you pick it up as in 8th or 9th perk, I think it was. Okay. There we go. Okay, let's pick that up so we can get full health. Full health means that one of our weapon abilities is activated, which is the increased critical damage when health is full, which is always useful. Reload there. So I get some headshots. Good stuff. Right. Continue to do well here. If I get some increased weak point damage. Okay, we got one of those guys at the top. Grenade. Increase our weak point damage. Ooh, ooh. Right. Okay, good. I do like this ability, this passive ability where the deflection system is when your shields are down. So obviously it increases ricochet damage for the eraser. But what's really great about this is that you almost get a once-off instant shield recharge. So you don't have to wait for it. It goes really quickly, which is quite nice. It's a nice little piece of survivability for a class that doesn't have a lot of it. Oh, damn. There we go. Let's get the eraser shots out. Get some ricochet damage. That didn't work there. Pick up another item. Shock lightning shield. Very nice. Nice. So you saw there, I think the Swift Revenge activated, and that's why he... Did he take a shot back? I don't know. Okay. Keep going. Some enemies over there. Let's reload. Let's just get our battle hymn out for this one. Chuck that. Nice. Okay. I'm dead. Nice. Odd how that works sometimes, that they get... Oh, oh. Don't know how the armor interacts, whether it's a percentage-based chance, but it's interesting that you take some shots that deal massive damage to these riot shielders, and you take others that do almost no damage. I wonder if that's related to whether you hit the hit or not. Because it does seem to mitigate a heck of a lot of damage sometimes. Okay, next weapon. Industrial Breaching Cutter. Nice. Iron weapon. Good for bosses, I think. Didn't take that headshot, unfortunately. Oh, get the hell out of here. Dog's coming after us. Okay. Throw that over there. Do some weak point damage. It looks like they fixed the... It looks like they fixed the AI for some of these big robotic enemies, which is great. Before, they would just stand around and do nothing. So, nice to see a little bit of... Like, a little bit of improvement around the AI. I think the AI is going to largely determine how good this game ends up being. If they can nail the AI for this, I think they're going to have a great game on their hands. And I think you can already see quite massive improvements in AI, at least from those larger robotic enemies in this last patch. Right, so what are we going? Just take the Kisa Superoids here. Get more max health, which is always really good. Yeah. Take that. So does that... Yeah, we got more passive health. If we can increase now we're at 2,600. Let's get the battle hymn out and just have some fun here. Oh, missed everything. Oh! Okay. Come on, guy. Sometimes you just gotta take a shotgun to a dog, guys. Sometimes we just have to. I mean, desperate times, desperate measures, right? Exactly why we have a battle hymn. There we go. Double laser shot takes those guys out pretty quickly, regardless of their armor. Do we have any items we're missing? There's 2 shops up north. Oh. There we go. Hero level increased. Bye-bye, buddy. Thank you very much. Okay. There we go. Don't know why I did a dodge roll there. Just wanted to make myself look all John Wick and shit. Don't know how I feel. So, well, I think the patrol revolver is really powerful. Powerful weapon. The reset on the shots is a bit wonky, I've got to say. Resetting back to like a normal shooting reticle, it's a long time to be waiting for that to happen. I guess it's a balancing thing. They got to do it that way, but it doesn't feel that great having to wait that long. All right, so composite ability upgrades. What are we going to increase here? What are we going to make better here? Let's go with the eraser. On use, reduce heat. Okay. Maybe that's the class core ability, by the way. I think that is the class core ability. Receive an ammo regen for 10 seconds. Okay, not bad. Increase the power of all your abilities. Activates when enemies are close by. Okay. Let's go with the composite power reserve. And I think there's another box somewhere around here. Okay, that was just the healing. So we're heading up to the first boss. Okay. More healing down there. We don't need it at the moment. Let's go clear out the bottom part of the level, and then let's go to the boss fight. You have some fun with this. Throw that over there. Yeah, no, that's not going to work. Let's get the hell out of here. Okay, I've taken some damage, unfortunately, but good thing is that we've got a... Ooh. No, it's not a heck of a lot of damage that you're doing to those things, unfortunately. With your normal shots. Okay. First optimization. Hey, people. And item overclock. I like the decreased cooldowns. Yeah, it's such a pity that the Merchant's Guild is such a crappy upgrade. I mean, I get it. You're trying to make more money out of it, but it'd be nicer to have something that's easier to pick for Seth's sake, right? Because right now, Seth, I just don't feel like joining the Merchant's Guild, unfortunately. Let's take the bit of cooldowns here. Okay. Boss fight. Get healing back up. Let's reload the weapons as we get in. And we're good. Let's go. Have we missed anything? No. A little bit disappointed with the weapons we've got so far. The battle hymn is very nice to have at this stage for a boss fight. Oh. Okay. So we've got the spinning disc of doom. Battle hymn should do quite well here. Come on. Let's do that. Oh, we're in danger. Where's the boss? Got low health. There we go. Man, that was pretty close. Closer than it needed to be, really. Okay. More bullets. We've got our healing back up to full here. Get weapons reloaded. Not that I think it matters. Must say I do not like the current kit of weapons we've got. We need a good range weapon. We're missing on a good range weapon at the moment. I don't think you can rely on the patrol receiver as much as you can with some of the other pistols. So what do we get here? Kernel of superior specialization, base power of the class specialization ability. So what is the class specialization? That's the utility ability, I think. That's the mobility. I think that's the class spec, isn't it? What upgrades have we got? Another thing that would be quite nice to see is what are some of the upgrades that you put on your items? You still can't see that. So I can't see the fact that I've just put something on Judge's Quick Draw. I can't... What would be nice with the tooltip is if it was to show you obviously the item itself, but then break down beneath it any of the items that you've ended up increasing the ability for through one of the shops. That would be quite nice. All right, so like I said before, we've ended the first area. I'm going to cut this up into a single video, and I'll make it into however many parts my run goes into. So for each area and each boss fight, we'll cut that into a separate video for YouTube, just to make it a bit more user-friendly to watch, because I don't want to end up with another 2.5 hour run and have no one keen to watch that for obvious reasons. So Spin Flash Hazardous, join me for part 2, where we'll carry on with this Recon class run. So far, really fun, great thematic class that has an organic set of abilities that work together and that kind of highlight what you're trying to do, which is keep a distance, do headshot damage, and weak point damage, and increase critical. So really great from this end. If you like this video, please leave a like. Please leave me some comments. What can I do better? Don't like the video, please leave a dislike. Tell me how I can improve. And I will see you guys in part 2.